system going on right now. And, you know, for people like me, I'm going to put myself in the category of the chosen ones, okay? So if you guys have heard or you're familiar with the chosen ones, there apparently is 144,000 of them, and they're derived from the original gods, okay? And they are sacred, and they have been targeted through a very severe form of psychological warfare, and it comes in the form of witchcraft, black magic, and it's gone as far as them even decoding our DNA and infiltrating it on a biological level. And this is the same warfare that I've been talking about on my channel. It's a technology warfare. And see, a lot of people don't understand that aspect of it, that they were able to get into the labs, get their lab coats, their scientists, their space genies, and get all of their stuff together and literally infiltrate the chosen ones on a level that is so vile and so insane. And right now we are uncovering it. So I have the moon coming in with that, okay? The moon card. So I know that so many YouTube content creators who are chosen ones have spoken to this type of warfare, and they're very much moving toward Jesus, you know, God, you know, working with the light. And that's exactly where we have to go. And this was the reason why I created my Earth Force space team over on Patreon, was because I was getting messages around what they were going into, what they were infiltrating. They were infiltrating the moon, they're infiltrating everything. They were infiltrating the sun gods, infiltrating the, I mean, there is a desperation with this group that is uncanny, and it has reached a level that it is so, it's such a level of shock. I don't even know how to even explain the level of what they've done. And because I was attacked, I was implanted, you know, with a brain chipping technology in my auric field. I've also been a victim of their alien technologies. One of my good friends on here, Jenny, one day was doing a healing, and she felt the energy like in on my head, and it was like, it's interdimensional. It's kind of like a video game matrix system. It's like a metaverse, okay, is how they've referred to it in articles. And they've been working on it really hardcore for the last several years. And it's part of all of their rollout plans, AI plans. And there's a lot of scientists that have been working on the DNA that have come forward and talked about this. It's connected to all of the techie giants. And the goal was world domination and to take over the God particle and to become, in a sense, God. And so it's a very scary war that we've been in. And I am definitely one of those victims with the technology trafficking on my head, the V2K. I'm very infiltrated through thought systems, thought technologies. There are people that think for me. I mean, it's so sick what they've done to me. It's so sickening. It's so gross. They have violated me on such a level. It's not me hearing, you know, voices. It's not anything like that. It's like they're injecting things into my body. Like it's so next level. And it is part of their next rollouts, okay, which is part of the invisible warfare, which China proudly announced on the world stage that they had the capability to do. And our country, because of these dark plans, I feel it became very divided under Trump, and half of the country falls under his leadership in some way or under these dark plans. And on targetedjustice.com, I feel like they really kind of summarized the agenda of the white fascism, white supremacy agenda, and that it's been brewing since Project Paperclip, which is when we brought over 1,600 Nazis over from Germany, and we brought them into our intelligence programs. I think we should reverse Project Paperclip. I'm totally game for just reversing that entire thing, because that's kind of scary that they were brought into our intelligence programs, okay? So if you start to really go to the core of where maybe some of this thinking has been birthed, a lot of people have outed a lot of like these scientists and their experiments on children and things that have happened on US soil, and that these scientists were applauded and they were, you know, given accolades and prizes for these type of very sick experiments that they had done on children and things. And I think right now we're uncovering just so much stuff. Operation Water is another one that has been uncovering with the birds, where they've infiltrated the birds with the technology. And I feel like there's just a lot of things that have been coming up, going viral. They're all over Instagram, TikTok, whatever. It's been circulating. A lot of people, whistleblowers, people who come forward to clear the air, to bring it to light, and we have to do it. It's not something like we want to do. It's to the point where there has been no accountability for what we have done. And it's like, there's no way to move forward at this point other than to crash the entire freaking system. And that is kind of where we're at right now. We're in the shock waves of this crash. And there is, like I said, there's like a lot of people that are not seeing that. They're moving forward with the warfare of world domination, moving us into one currency, crypto, and, you know, abolishing cash and taking over us in a technology way. And that's part of the smart city rollouts that they're trying to push through all of these cities. And then there's the other part of the world that is waking up to how deadly these agendas are, that they are satanic, that they are dark. They are fully engrossed in racism, hatred, and we are at a point where we have to change. Like, we really have to freaking change, because the infiltration that happened to me on a biological level is so sick. It is so, I thank my spirit team every day that I am actually able to like get through what has happened to me. But I have been a human lab rat for some of the sickest dictators and elites that are around right now. And I probably have like 9 owners. I mean, to put it candidly, I get passed around. I get moved between their sick portals. I get stuck in their death portals, which is when they try to kill me while I'm sleeping. They do MK Ultra on me at night, which is so scary. I can't even explain. It's like you're coming out of your body and they're working on your brain. It's like the stuff that they do to me is gross, and I'm not even gonna go into it. But every day is survival for me, and it's also me being a warrior and having to step up for humanity and to keep fighting the good fight. And I have to work with the opposite energies that these sick people work with. Some of them might not even be like fully human. You know what I mean? They could be like, who knows? They could be like vampires or I don't know, reptilians. I don't know what the hell they are, but they're not there. They don't have souls, and their agendas are so dark. They use, they weaponize soulmates against you to infiltrate your heart, to infiltrate all of your codes, your money codes. I was just sending love energy around cryptocurrency the other day, and all these wires started coming off of me. And I was like, am I crypto? Am I cryptocurrency? Because I was getting a lot of messages that I was like a wallet. Like I was definitely getting that. So, hey, maybe that's like the 9 billionaires that like own me. Like I'm their fucking wallet. And then I go broke and homeless, you know? I don't even know where my DNA is. Like, I think my DNA, I feel like Trump switched our DNAs out. Like, I swear to God. Like, I don't know. I don't know. What happened to me is a sci-fi movie, and that will be for another day, but it is every day a battleground for me. And right now, I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. Like, I'm like, nothing even feels right to me. Like, I'm like, I just feel like I'm supposed to separate myself from certain people because I don't feel like they understand what I'm going through. I also want to protect them. But in the same token, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm floating in space, literally. I am lost in translation right now. Like, I am so flipping lost. But I feel right now, as I'm getting yelled at to slow down, I get yelled at. Like, I can't tell you, dude. I get yelled at. I get put in rooms with people. I don't even know what the fuck is going on with me. Like, I don't even know. I don't know. My life makes no flipping sense. Like, it is so crazy. I feel like I'm connected to a lot of the people in the spotlight through this system. And I feel like a lot of us are trapped in this system as well. But I also feel like it's more layered and multifaceted, and it's more complex than just that. And ultimately, it comes down to money and ownership, power, you know, all of the same things that we've been dealing with for lifetimes. But back to the chosen ones. Right now, we just have to really be strong and sending out lots of love energies out to these systems. And because of the advancement of these systems, we would have to crash them. Okay, I'm not gonna like sit here and beat around the bush. Like, their systems have to crash in order for humanity to survive, and that's literally where we're at. And whether or not we're going to talk about that or not, that is the freaking truth. I'm telling you that is the freaking truth. This isn't just a bunch of witches and warlocks. Okay, this is way more advanced. These are weapon systems. They're military grade weapon systems that are entrapping our energy fields in God knows what. They're super advanced with the RNA, the DNA. I was already getting messages that they were infiltrating the DNA. I want to say like a year ago or a year and a half ago when I was giving all those messages to you. And they're not stopping. They're not stopping with these agendas. The dehumanization agenda is very freaking real. So it's not like light workers are not just getting attacked. We're lab rats, guys. Like, it's not just like a spiritual war. And they're going after Jesus's DNA too. They're going after the biology and the portals and the sacred everything. That's what they've been working on for so long, this group. It is just plain freaking evil. So right now, I feel like we have to rise, okay? And we can't live in fear, because that is how they win, okay? We can't cave in fear. They are out for souls, okay? And I'm not gonna like play around with that. They are out for souls. And depending on where you sit in the spotlight, or where you sit in terms of your knowledge of what they're doing, or in this plane of existence, that is how targeted you will be. But somebody has to be there, because we have to be on the front lines. It's not a choice. I didn't make this decision. It's just what happened to me. It's where I was placed, and I had no other choice but to survive. I chose to survive. And so that's where I'm at right now, is surviving. And the way the manipulation comes in is very dark. There are offers that come into me all the time that they will give me whatever I want. You can have a house, you can have this. You have to be careful. These guys are they have a lot of money, and they are freaking they're out for blood. They're out to like, I'll give you whatever you want, but you know, you have to give me something to, you know what I mean? It's like, it's that energy, and it's satanic, and it's dark as F. So everyone has to be vigilant. Everyone has to show up as their authentic self right now, so that we know who's on our team. Because we're not going to know who's on our fucking team if everyone's pretending like that they're on their team. Okay, that's the fucking problem. That's the problem with Hollywood, right? I'm getting a lot of messages around Hollywood. It's like, everyone has to know who each other is. Then they say, well, I have no protections. Then you got no faith, man. You have no fucking faith. You have to freaking rise. It is not, we don't hide right now. We cannot hide. We stick together. The stronger, I'm telling you, you put 5 light workers together, they can freaking move energies and away from probably 1,000 of the darkest people. Like, that's how strong, like, one light worker can freaking could dominate energy, okay, depending on how they can utilize their energies and utilize working with the light, okay. The one is super powerful for the world. One, you got 5 together, I mean, God, you can freaking, I mean, their systems would crash, guys. Their systems would freaking crash. But we have to wake up to the truth that this is not conspiracy theories. That is the propaganda they're pumping out, that people are making this up. The AI is not dangerous. It's not deadly. There's a lie. I am telling you, it is a freaking lie. Because the people, the big players, okay? Who are the big players? BlackRock, Vanguard. Who are they? Look at the freaking banks. Look at who is at the top, right? What are they pumping out right now? AI agendas. Biometrics. Biometrics is deadly, okay? Those are soul contracts. Once they get your eyes, that's it. That's it, guys. Once they have your eyes, guess where biometrics is? On Instagram, YouTube. You know, all the little fun little backdrops when you can change how you look and you scroll through? Guess what that is? Biometrics. That's biometrics. That's them getting your eyes. That's your eyes, guys. And then we're wondering why all these people are having mental health issues on TikTok, right? We're wondering why all this stuff is happening. It's snuck in, and it is a form of warfare. The United States of America is the biggest target of the world. We are a global empire. We are the Mecca. If they can take over the US, they can take over the world. And that was the gateway of Trump. That was his main purpose, was to divide and conquer. He was the gateway for the darkest dark to come right into our country. And it came through a form of very advanced psyops and psychological warfare and bought media through Fox News, okay? That's what really happened. And the stories are still not going out the way it actually happened. And I can't understand it. I am the truth warrior. That's why I'm here to remind all of you of what really happened. But people still don't have the story right. People still haven't read the Mueller report. People still don't freaking understand what actually happened on our soil. And a lot of us have almost forgotten, okay? A lot of us who were involved in it almost have forgotten what had happened. A lot of us forgot about the lies that were shown to us. I was in the library the other day and looking at all these things about Trump and his amazing presidency and like all this stuff. And I was reading it and it was like straight up lies. Like the person writing it was like lying. Like I was like, this is a lie. Like this book is a lie. Like he didn't even have a fact that was correct in like the opening. And like, that's the shit that was pumping out. Those are the best sellers going out onto the market, is lies. So we have to just be aware of the truth still. And now we're in this presidential year where he is still on the ballot. That man is owned. He is bankrupt. He is owned. He is owned. The mega agenda was a Russia agenda, okay? And you can tell it was a Russia agenda by how the propaganda and the weird ads and stuff, they were almost kooky and weird. They were like not American, you know what I mean? You can see actually that it was another country that was part of his propaganda train. And because they pumped it out on such a level, it was eventually accepted as a form of truth, okay? It was accepted as that. But I mean, we know now that Russia lost a lot of their money because of the war, okay, with Ukraine. They lost a lot of freaking money. So guess who got involved? The next cats that got involved. The Saudis and Israel. That's where all the weapons deals came from. So we have to wake up to the fact that he is owned by other countries. He cannot be on a presidential ballot of the United States of America. He can't be on that ballot because he's not a U.S. American anymore. He is bought. And it goes the same for the Supreme Court justices. You can't have bought judges. You can't. They have to resign. There's 3 of them right now that are bought. And they should not be there. They are the reason behind the reversal of Roe versus Wade. And we have to wake up. We have to start standing up and using our voice and knowing our truth. We have to stand up for the Constitution. The Constitution doesn't change for America. It doesn't change because of Donald Trump. It just is the Constitution. It just exists. It doesn't go away. That is what we stand for. That is part of our founding fathers, okay? That is what we stand for. Everybody must read it and understand it. And then if you are not aligned to it, you should resign. If you are a public servant, you cannot carry out your oaths if you do not stand for the Constitution. Period. So anyways, I didn't mean to get so fired up, but that's me and that's who I am. And I feel like we need to get educated right now. And it's time for us to wake the F up. And for me, I have put, my whole life has collapsed and crashed because of their targeting, because of what they did to my monies, my finances. And they did it on a biological level. They did it on a technology level, okay? They've done it through programs, all right? And that's how they work. They targeted me very, very, very hard so that I couldn't work. They're blocking me from getting jobs. I'm in towns looking for jobs. They're blocking me from getting jobs. They're blocking me from staying in towns where I can find work. And I got an interview right away. Once I got into another town, I got an interview right away. And it's like, but the town I was in, they completely infiltrated those job boards, so I couldn't get a job. And so that's how they operate. And they believe that they own everything. And right now we have to shift all of those energies, shift the entire dynamic so that the good people have money. So the good people can come through with new agendas, with new ways to make money. I've talked a lot about corn oil on here. You know, I feel like we just need to move into corn oil. Like, fuck regular oil, like move away from fossil fuels. I'm all for corn oil. I'm all for we can grow it in our own freaking yard and just fill up our own cars. You know, we don't have to give it to them. We don't have to give it to Exxon or freaking whoever. We can freaking just do it ourselves, man. We just need conversion engines. Let's create conversion engines for all of our freaking cars so we don't have to buy new cars. You know, like, why don't we think a little differently? Because they're the ones that block it, and they don't think outside of the box. They think in terms of ownership, control, and I mean, they're dark. They're freaking dark at the top. There's a bunch of Satanists at the top. They don't freaking think outside of the box. But we have to be the bigger voice now. We have to stand up and be louder. We have to be the ones, you know, that are working towards renewable resources and taking a stand against everything that is destroying the country and the world, which is weapons and war. And we don't need that. We don't need any more of that. It's done. It's over. Like, it's over. We don't need this anymore. It's lame. It's lame. People just want to fucking party and like, you know, like have fun. Like, nobody wants this in their freaking life. So we have to get rid of it. We have to freaking get rid of this thinking altogether. It's so outdated. It's dinosaur thinking. It's dinosaur thinking. And so I'll leave you guys there. Thanks again for your support, your donations. Seriously, you've been helping me like so much right now. I can't even tell you. It's been a really, really rough road. I was going to document more of like what I'm going through. Luckily I was on a survival show on Discovery, and I've had to survive with nothing for a long time, for a week. And so I think that's the one thing that has prepared me for what I'm in right now. But it's really hard when I have all these energies on me, like screaming at me, making fun of me, whatever. Like, I'm dealing with the whole V2K thing on top of it, which is a whole other level of torture and harassment. And I've been hit really hard with a lot of weapons as well, because when they find my location, that's when they freaking swoop down and get me. So I've had some very scary episodes on this journey, and I just say prayers for my girls, but I know I can't really be near them right now because it's not okay. I was told to leave. I was told to get away from them. And I agree, like, I think until we get a hold on whatever this enemy is, whatever this weapon system is, like, I have to just protect them from afar, because I know that they were infiltrated as well. And it's a very scary place to be, to know that we're on US soil and we can be infiltrated on this biological level right now. It's a wake-up call. It's a serious wake-up call. So anyways, thanks again for all of your support and love. I'm sending you